Darkcast Network, indie pods with a dark side.
Hi, this is Kelly.
This is Melissa.
You're listening to ODFM. This episode is one double wide from Murder.
She's a wildfire in the night, burning bright, seeking light. In the shadows, a man with a hollow heart, promises like smoke tearing her apart.
The double wide. You get the double wide episode.
With strength within.
But everybody, this is my friend Melissa. I'll introduce you first. Melissa and I've known each other since we were, 13? Maybe 14?
Probably,
Eighth grade, something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
8th grade.
Yeah, we
That's
had
it.
a lot of adventures with cigarillos and
Yes, and your cutlass.
that you always
My
fell
favorite-
asleep in.
Yes. If I won the lottery, I'm getting a cutlass. I'm not going to drive it, but I'm going to park it and take naps in it.
Perfect. Yeah, it was great. We're like
That's
16 and Melissa and I are going out for the night and we get in the car. In my car, I had one of those old Cutlass Supreme Oldsmobiles with the velvet seats. Every time,
Oh, I can feel it now. Oh,
every time we'd go out, Melissa falls asleep as we
and I would
start
feel so
driving.
bad because, sometimes we'd go to the next town, which
Like
is 40 miles
Sheridan,
away.
yeah.
And you would be like, don't fall asleep. So I don't fall asleep. But I always fall asleep.
It was like I always needed help looking out for deer
Yes.
because we were out on these highways.
Yes. Or aliens.
Yeah.
Remember?
Well, yes, aliens too.
That was also a fear because it was open. Like we were going to be abducted by aliens or hit a deer. And I would just fall. Oh, that car was just like a womb. It was so comfortable.
I'd always look over and Melissa's out. I'm like, damn it.
I know.
Now I gotta
I
look
know.
for deer aliens by myself.
You should have just hit me. Hit me in the face.
I did. It didn't work. All right. Are you ready for our regular story?
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh. I cannot wait to hear a story.
All right. So, yep, it's up in
From a
Montana.
double wide. Oh, it's a double wide Montana story.
It's still my Montana story.
Did you pick me because it's Montana or it's a double wide?
Both,
And what
of
do you-
course.
When you think of a double one, you think of this one, right? And that's okay. That's okay.
Absolutely. Especially if it was your own and you didn't have to deal with anyone else. I'd be okay with it. I'd do it. All right. So
Yeah,
we're
true.
going to northeastern Montana, not like the best
Oh, yeah.
area, but it's
Way out there.
Yeah, way out there. It's a February evening, and it's where Highway 2 stretches endlessly through fields, oil rigs, and miles of rugged snow-swept land. So not fun. Not where
No.
I would
A lot
want
of
to
men.
A lot
Men
of
heavy.
men.
Ooh.
And
Men.
yeah,
Yeah. And antelope.
and telepathy. Yeah, so it's near Poplar. There's this small town known for farming, ranching, oil fields, and it lies around that stretch. It's also an Indian reservation right there. Do they still call them Indian reservations, or is it
Yes.
Native American reservation? See, isn't that
Well,
weird? It
I mean,
hasn't changed.
I think in Montana it's still Indian reservations, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that's correct.
I don't either. And I heard that on a documentary I was watching. Is it still? I mean, my kids would flay me if I said it. So I'm like,
Well, like my dog is from a reservation, and we call him a
he's
res dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm like, is that a new saying now that I heard? Res nugget. He's our res nugget dog.
Oh, I think that's
But I'm
cute.
I always tell people like he's my res dog, but I'm thinking, maybe I
Is
can't say
is
that.
res bad? I wouldn't have known.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, it's out on this Indian reservation. There's not much traffic, of course. Even less like commotions. It's a lonely road. And it's one of those where drivers rarely stop unless they absolutely have to. Like I remember I ran out of gas, like near Hardin. Was it even Hardin?
Oh, no.
Lodge Grass.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
Late
That's
at night.
desolate.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
no.
before cell phones.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Ooh, that was rough. Good times.
Oh, what did you do?
I think I rolled, like rolled my car down because it's a hill down into Lodge
The
Grass.
cutlass?
Yes,
Not the cutlass.
it was the Cutlass.
How did
rolled her
you
down
let
to
it
the
run out of
IGA.
gas? Oh, that's terrifying.
I know. Luckily, the people
Oh.
were really nice, but it was a little sketch.
Good.
I lived. Okay, but on
Wow.
this night, there's a Montana State Trooper patrolling the highway. He comes across something unusual. It's a 1999 Burgundy Ford Expedition, not a Cutlass Supreme, parked on the roadside, seemingly abandoned. There's like nobody around, no driver in sight. The car's doors are locked, yet through the window, the trooper can see there's like a ton of belongings in the back, scattered across the seats, and the keys are in the ignition. But the doors are locked. So he's like, why is this abandoned out here in the middle of nowhere? I see your face. You're thinking there's a body in there, huh? Yeah.
I don't like, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So,
and this is at night? Is this at night?
This is at night in the middle of nowhere on the on a highway that goes through the reservation. So because it's on this highway that goes through the reservation, that means it's FBI territory.
Right. It gets weird, right?
Yeah.
With CIA and FBI. Okay.
Right. So of course he's got to call in the FBI. So having it there, this trooper's getting an eerie feeling, and the officer's like really spot on. Of course, we're talking about a murder story. So this was only the first piece in a dark and complex puzzle on the disappearance of Nicole Waller. I don't know if you've heard of her story.
No, I have not.
Nicole Waller, or Nikki, her friends called her. She was vibrant. I didn't say she lit up a room, but she's full of laughter and a little mischievous.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I don't think I light up a room, so I don't think I need to say that about me when I die. But but Nikki's the type, she lives life totally with her whole heart. She does everything for people, even when things get tough. She got pregnant at 18 and had it'd be rough.
That happens, right?
It happens. She had her daughter Ashlyn just a few years before her disappearance. So she's a young mother, and she had transformed from this party girl into like this fiercely devoted mom. And she wanted to give her daughter a better life, right? So she got her CNA. Was it CNA? Certified nurse? Yes, CNA.
Okay.
And she worked as that. And then she split with Ashlyn's father and kept pushing through, always finding ways to support her little family with or without help. And after Ashlyn's father, so Nikki now lived up in Kalispell at this time. So she's in a beautiful area. Yeah, a cool area. So after Ashlyn's father, Nikki finds love again with a man named Jeff. So they had 2 boys together. So now she's got 3 kids.
All right.
And Ashlyn, Nikki's first girl, she loves Jeff and she calls him daddy right away. So that's a good sign. You always want that. But of course, life throws its usual twists. And despite the great start, the relationship fizzles and they part ways. I know. It always fizzles. Then in March.
I feel like now there's 2 potential killers.
I know.
Who could it be?
There's so many. It's always the boyfriends, I say.
All right, I'm gonna start sketching this down.
Okay,
here.
yeah, you got to get the people. Put out your lines with your stickers.
You're like, so you're like, this isn't a game. This is a clue.
Melissa's gonna solve this before we have it done. I'm sure
Colonel Mustard. Colonel Mustard
with a hatchet in the woods.
Yeah. I don't actually remember any other characters' names from the game Clue.
Professor Plum. That's all. Mrs. White.
Well, I see you know them.
They're coming back as we talk. Okay, so now it's March of 2011. So Nikki reconnects with an old high school friend, Cody Johnston. Now you got another name. Cody lived 8 hours away in Sydney, Montana. Ugh.
Whoa, that's a ways. Yeah.
It's a town known for the oil boom and really nothing else.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and Nikki's up in Kalispell, so they're physically far removed, but they still start their relationship. It starts as a friendship and then blossoms basically into romance. I don't know how, but
as they do 8 hours away.
That makes it's a texting relationship. So no.
Yeah.
So Nikki had a condition, and you might know it, Chiari malformation.
Oh, I've heard of it, but I don't know it.
Yeah, I had to look it up. It's a neurological disorder where the brainstem would start to fall and put a lot of pressure on the brain. I know. So she'd get these massive headaches and horrifying condition. And it just got worse as she got older, even with medication. And so she's ends up not being able to work as her certified
no.
nurse's aide job,
Yeah.
which she loved. So she has to live off of disability instead. So Cody, this new beau, he seems like a gentle, he's steady guy. He treats her well. He even goes out of his way to make her life easier by buying a mobile home to give her kids some stability. There's the double wide. There it
I
comes
guess there's
in.
a double wide.
So hey, she's like, sweet, free home for me and my kids. I'll take it.
That's very nice of
I
Cody.
know. Cody's being good. So things seem perfect. Her family's thrilled. Cody brings calm to Nikki's chaotic life where, she's in a lot of pain. She's got 3 kids. She's got bills.
Yeah.
And
a saggy brain part. Something.
Saggy brain. I don't want a saggy brain.
Must cause her pain. Yes, that sounds
I've got
painful.
so many saggy things everywhere.
Dude,
I don't need my brain to sag too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
And she's probably only in her early 30s at this point. So.
Yeah, right. So nothing sagging except her brain.
Except the most important part. But so the couple keeps dating long distance for 2 years.
Wow.
They both make the long drives to keep the relationship going, which I mean,
that's rough.
Especially in the winter. Winter time is not easy traveling those roads. Ugh.
No, that's rough.
The roads. They made these long road trips. And
God bless them.
I know. So Nikki didn't have this easy life, and she loved the connection she had with Cody and the fact that she could rely on him and that he would give her a freaking double wide. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a double wide before, but
nor have I.
I'd be happy for a shed. So gardening shed, sure.
Mm-hmm.
In February of 2013, Nikki sets out on a road trip to Sydney. She wanted to spend Valentine's Day with Cody. So it's the night of February 13th. She hopes the visit might bring them closer because things had become tense between them. Cody'd been acting secretive. And they started having arguments. So, so Nikki's friends and family are like, okay, we know she's worried, but she's hopeful they can repair things because she really wants this to happen. So on the night before Valentine's Day, Nikki sends a message to her sister Carmen, and it's brief, but she texts, I can't make things work with Cody. I'll head back home tomorrow. So she had gotten there. Things must not have gone well.
Oh, no.
And this was the last message anyone would ever get from her.
Oh, no.
So Nikki didn't make it home, obviously. Days go by, and Carmen's getting more and more freaked out, her sister. Nikki was always responsive. She's not one to disappear, especially she got these freaking kids. Like, moms.
Yeah, it sounds like she loves her kids. And
she does. She would.
Moms are true blue.
Yeah.
Unless there's something really wrong with them. Yeah.
Right. So when Carmen learns about the abandoned car found on Highway 2, because the FBI actually come to her house, and she's like,
oh, scary.
Going on? Yeah. They tell her Nikki's medication is still inside. I mean, for her brain issue, along with her cigarettes. Sure, cigarettes are still in there.
No, come on.
Maybe you shouldn't be smoking when you got a brain issue. But I can't judge.
It's a long drive, though. I guess you gotta
stay
do what you
awake.
gotta do.
That's true. I use candy. She uses cigarettes, but And even her pet guinea pigs, 2 little squeaky things, are huddled in blankets in the back seat. I don't know if they go on every trip with her.
I was not expecting that. Not expecting the guinea pigs.
Why are there guinea pigs in the back? Yeah, it was kind of funny. I guess cops were like hearing sounds from under the blankets, and they're going, they open her truck up and they're going, oh my God, what is this? Or whatever.
And then they're like, they're adorable guinea pigs.
What the fuck are guinea pigs? Who abandoned these guinea pigs on the side of the road? Yeah.
Very odd.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know if
cool.
they just, her kids didn't go on the trip with her, but maybe guinea pigs do. I don't know.
She's like, you stay at home. Guinea pigs come with mom.
We got work to do. So all that seemed really weird. As the investigation kicks off, there's family, friends, and soon the public begin piecing together the days leading up to Nikki's disappearance. So her sister Carmen is trying to figure things out. So she does what all of us would do. She goes to like Facebook and Instagram. They're desperate for any news. But
Yeah.
all the responses were predictable, saying, "Have you looked at the boyfriend?" Just
Right.
like we were saying.
Yes.
Carmen, at first, the sister resisted the idea because Cody was this lovable. I mean, she'd known him since childhood too. They'd
Oh,
probably all
wow.
gone to high school together. He'd always been supportive and kind, but police were already focused on him, of course. So he was brought in for questioning, and he plays the cooperative card. He's like, "I have
Uh-huh.
nothing to hide. I'll help you. Nikki was my best friend." And he'd always told people this: Nikki's my best friend. According to Cody, he and Nikki had an argument over the phone on February 14th while he's at work. So this was, after she'd gotten there, but they were arguing that night.
Okay.
And so he was at work and she'd been yelling over the phone. So he decided, you know what, I'm going to stay overnight in one of the campers. You know how they always at those job sites
Must be
have
an
campers.
oil guy. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, to avoid the tension. So when he returned the next day, that afternoon, her car was gone. So at least that's what he said.
Huh. Okay. All right.
So,
But there could have been people that saw him, right? In a camper,
Right.
maybe? Or
right.
Okay. All
Could have
right.
been. Yeah. And so he swears he wasn't at home and she just was pissed and left, which could
Okay.
happen. I mean, she told her sister she was going to. So investigators
Mhm.
quickly realized that there's more to Cody than he's letting on. So as they dig,
Oh.
as there always is, these
Damn it,
motherfuckers.
Cody.
So as they dig, what?
Oh, sorry. What? Now, had they determined at that time, like, how she died?
They haven't found her. She's missing still.
Oh, the car is missing. Okay.
The car they
I mean,
found.
no. The
Yeah.
body is missing.
The body's
in the car.
missing. Yep.
This is not
Nobody.
a car murder story.
Right.
This is human. Wait.
Those
What's with the
car
car?
murder stories are more fearsome. I don't do those. They're
Any
too scary.
car theft, car towing, it goes right to my heart. I just can't.
I can't do those ones. They're just too
That and
painful.
guinea pig stories.
True. And dog story. I can't do.
Really having a hard time with those guinea pigs right now. I'm not gonna lie.
They are sweet little innocent creatures. No, her body's never been found. So
Okay, that's me. Yeah,
maybe she took off on foot.
Right.
I don't know. So as they dig into Cody, they discover he had recently rekindled a relationship with another high school acquaintance named Amy.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Ah.
And Amy and Nikki were also friends.
Ugh,
And he tells
complicated.
triangle.
He keeps his web small. You know, he likes
does.
a small web.
He's like, I don't want to reach out past school days. No, this would
I don't want to get to know strangers.
be weird.
And I can't date my cousin, so I guess
True,
this is
the
it.
options are limited. There's a bunch of guys, but maybe he's not into that.
Yeah.
So,
Cody's not open-minded. Yeah.
But both Amy and Nikki, they're aware of each other apparently, but Cody did tell them different stories. So to Nikki, he's like, I'm just friends with Amy. We're just really close. And to Amy, he's like, yeah, Nikki and I are on the outs. It's just not going to last. So he's wanting to keep both on the hook.
Yeah.
Back pocket.
And never, if you're thinking of the other one, is just close with another girl. You can't buy that one. You can't do it.
No, it just doesn't work.
No.
So law enforcement, they're struggling to make headway because they don't have a body, like we talked about. So Carmen, the sister, she receives an unexpected Facebook message one night, like at 11 p.m.
Oh, no.
The message says it's from Nikki. It's from Nikki's account. And so Carmen's excited. She opens it thinking, oh, thank God she's safe. She just needed some time away. But the message was kind of off. It read, don't be mad at me. Don't laugh, but I'm not coming home. And they're like, what?
Weird.
And she said it didn't sound like Nikki's words, but also Nikki's notorious for using abbreviations because she's the worst speller. So,
funny.
So this one had punctuation and everything. And it was like, that's not Nikki.
Yeah.
So Carmen's like, that can't be my sister. So she of course gives it to the FBI. And she's imagining the worst, that like Nikki's in danger. She's being held somewhere. All the freaking horror movies you think of.
Can you
like,
imagine how horrible that is?
Waiting and not knowing.
Yeah. Awful.
Be the worst. I'd rather know.
Yeah.
So law enforcement, they turn their attention back to Cody because they're like, something's weird here. So they take his phone records and they trace his and Nikki's movements. And they get footage from a school camera in Culbertson, Montana. And the highway goes right by there on the morning of February 14th. And it shows Nikki's Ford Expedition driving past, followed very closely by a Ford F-350 pickup. And not just any pickup. Okay, so Montana doesn't have a whole lot of people, and it's kind of like Wyoming where everybody knows the quirks of someone else's vehicle. This one had one of those amber lights on top, those big.
Oh, yes.
You think they're a cop coming after you, and they're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So detectives are quick to find this who matched the truck because they just had to ask a couple people, and everyone's
they asked the kids at the school.
That's Bill Soderbergh's. So they find out it's Bill Soderbergh's, and Bill is a very close friend of Cody's.
I mean, come on.
He didn't try too hard. Bill. So Bill, they bring in Bill, and Bill's like, yeah, on February 14th on Valentine's Day, Cody called me up asking for a favor. And Cody came to Bill's house, jumps in Nicole's Ford Expedition. He had Nicole's Expedition, Cody did. And he says, yeah, Bill, you follow me. We're going to go up to around Poplar. And so Bill followed him in his F-350 pickup. So when they drive the 50 plus miles to Poplar, this is a big favor. Bill sees Cody as he drops off the Expedition, locks the doors on the Expedition. He's wearing white gloves, leather gloves. He parks it, locks it, jumps into Bill's truck, and they drive off. So as they're driving, Bill's watching Cody, who has two phones now, and he's dismantling one of them.
Okay, this is all normal.
So normal.
Very normal behavior.
And Bill's not asking anything. Like, when you'd be like, what are you doing?
What's with the gloves? Yeah.
And, but
I'll compliment the gloves. Like, oh my gosh, those are great gloves. Wow. Why are you wearing them?
Why are there stains on those gloves?
Yeah, neat phone. Why are you taking it apart?
Why do you have two of them? What are you doing? So Bill admits to the FBI's like, Bill, didn't you find that weird? Did you say anything? Come on. And Bill's like, yeah, I found it strange, but Cody told me it was a prank. So
okay. All right.
It's like, that's an extreme prank to pull on someone. I drove your truck 50 miles away and left it.
Yeah.
How are you
going to get it? It wasn't a good one. I just thought it was a prank. So I don't know.
I didn't question it. Cody's kind of
Bill
weird.
doesn't question. Yeah. Bill doesn't question a lot.
Bill's one of those friends. He'll just go with
he'll help you move. He'll help you do whatever.
He'll do whatever. Bill's great. Yeah. And he won't talk, but he will. So Bill brings up something else, and I loved it. So he tells the officers when he gets in there, he's like, so between you, me, and God, don't tell nobody.
No. Oh, Bill.
It's on TV and everywhere now.
One of those big, mirrors. There's, people behind the mirror. Like, this is so easy. Bill is so easy.
Bill.
Don't FBI guys.
Yeah. Don't twist my arm. I mean, don't pull my finger. I've done that before.
That's Bill's favorite joke.
It has been since
he's loaded and ready. Just pull his finger. All those FBI agents had to pull Bill's finger
to get the answers. He's like, I got another one.
Anyway.
And it worked. So he tells them that he tells investigators that Cody had arrived at his house before their road trip, as we know, but that he had asked for a barrel. And Bill's like, sure, let me pull my finger and I'll tell you what kind of barrels I have.
It's the one he used to go over Niagara Falls.
I kept it all those years ago.
I just pictured a big wooden barrel.
That's what I think of too, like the old whiskey barrels.
So bizarre. So odd.
So Bill is like, sure, I've got barrels. And he shows Cody all these barrels he had, but Cody's like, nah, they got to have lids. and a sealing lid at that.
Oh,
And Bill's like, sorry,
no.
man, I don't have a sealable lid barrel. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the next day after their weird prank road trip, Cody calls up Bill and he's like, so Bill's like, pull my finger, I got more information.
Yeah.
Investigators.
Like, hold on, I got one brewing on my finger.
Got another one. And he says Cody had called him up and said, hey, anybody ever asks you, I just want you to forget we ever took that ride together.
Sure. Well, Bill's like, all right, cool.
Okay, I forgot already.
What ride? Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
They'll only get it out of me if they pull my finger.
Yeah.
So police are closing in. So they're like, okay, it's got to be something with Cody. So they bring him in for a second interrogation. This time, they're equipped with all this evidence, that they've gotten.
Yeah.
And during the interview, Cody is calm. He's a little smug almost. He's insisting, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
But his story doesn't really match his actions. So police have found receipts of gloves, cleaning supplies.
Okay.
And then they had gotten a warrant for his house. And they found parts of his garage looked recently scrubbed.
Oh.
So they'd gotten warrants. They'd picked him up, brought him in for interviews and said, okay, well, while you're sitting here, have everybody do the warrants. So they did that. They also found Nicky's safe hidden in a plastic bag in the back of his truck. And they thought,
Also
well, that's weird.
Yeah.
They crack the safe and they find a buy-sell agreement for the trailer that Cody had helped purchase for Nicky. And so this points to motive. So a buy-sell agreement, I assume in their case, because usually it's a business thing, but I think in their case it meant that she was making payments to buy it from him. And then in the case they broke up, it was still going to be under her name. Or in the case that Cody died, she would still get it.
Okay.
So it was kind of airtight. So this points to, oh, whoops. If she dies or disappears, I guess it goes to Cody. So,
oh, no.
So it's all about the double wide. So then in August of 2015, it's been a couple of years, investigators, they still haven't found a body. There's no body. So it's really hard. And never before in Montana has a case been tried without a body. So, and that's really true in most of the United States. It's really rare to get a conviction without a body.
Wow.
So they can't do much. And he's let go all this time until they can collect enough to charge him.
And what year is this now?
Now it's 2015. She had gone missing in 2013.
Oh.
So they finally make a big breakthrough. So they had been analyzing the cell phone records from the day of her disappearance. And I don't know if it took this long for them to get all the information back or it took special warrants, but they discovered that Cody had a friend up in Kalispell where Nicole lived, and that he had this friend go put locks on the trailer doors so that no one could get back in while Nicole was visiting Cody. So that was during the trip.
Wow.
So on the morning of the murder, she found out another friend of hers calls her and like, hey, there's a big padlock on your door. Did you know about that? She's like, that motherfucker, Cody, locked up the trailer. So police think she probably called Cody then and told him, you're not getting that. It's under my name, legally binding. So they can even pinpoint this call where Nicole had confronted Cody about the lock on her trailer the morning of the 14th. And they can pinpoint where they were at the time. So, he had claimed that he was at work while Nicole had yelled at him. He's all the way far away at work, and Nicole had been there at his house yelling at him. So investigators see on the phone track logs that he had left work right after that call where Nikki had called him, where she's probably being like, you're not going to get the trailer.
Boy. Yeah.
And he had tried to call her 6 more times on the route home.
Oh, boy.
His house was in Fairview. When he got there in 1 minute, during those times.
Whoa. That's some anger driving.
That's anger driving.
That's
so
like
they're
white rage driving, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Where you don't know how you got home. You're just so angry.
Yep. He made it with 1 minute, and their phones meet up in the same spot at that point. where Cody had said they had never seen each other that day. So caught in a lie.
Falling apart. Story's falling apart.
Yeah. So on August 24th of 2015, so another couple years, Cody Johnston is finally arrested.
Gosh.
I know, he had all that time off. So her family was just devastated, pissed, and like, come on.
Yes.
But finally, he's charged with deliberate homicide in her disappearance. And his trial was set for the following year. And this was the first trial in Montana's history to be tried without a body.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it did. It got tried, and the jury took only 3 hours to deliberate and returned a guilty
verdict. Good for them.
Yes, returned a guilty verdict. They were like, "We're going to have this done by lunch. Let's do this."
Yeah, I'm hungry. Yeah. I'm a little peckish.
We're going to be done with this. So Cody Johnston was sentenced to life in prison. He still maintains his innocence, of course, and he keeps appealing. But for Nicole Wallers' family, there's still no closure because they don't have her body. They still have never
heartbreaking
her body. Yeah. So, and it could be somewhere in the wilderness. Maybe it was Hatchet Bear.
Yeah, it could be. Could have been Hatchet Bear.
Could have been Hatchet Bear.
Out there, it'd be Hatchet Antelope.
Oh, right.
That's pretty dry out there.
Which could be even
awful.
Scarier. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that not having that closure.
I know. So if anybody knows anything about the disappearance of Nicole Waller, they're asked to contact their local authorities because then they'll get them in contact with someone. But so sad that they never found her. But that fucker, he thought he could get away with it. He was an idiot. But
I'm so glad he didn't.
I know. And I'm hoping her kids, I know they're all grown now. Her daughter's gorgeous. Yeah. But I know.
Yeah.
Had to
the guinea pigs.
And the guinea pig, I don't think the guinea pigs are still alive, but they could be. I don't know how long they live, but I don't think they're like elephants.
I'm gonna need a minute.
Or turtles. Okay. everyone, we're gonna shut off the cameras while Melissa cries for the.
I'm sorry. This one just hits home right now. It's hard. This damn little squeaky thing. I actually don't know that there's many hamster and a guinea pig, but that's beside the point. No, that was truly awful.
I know.
Oh, but they're little. Like they sound like pigs of Guinea. Of New Guinea.
Right. Not just, yeah, I always wondered that. Were they only.
A New Guinea accent.
You know, some places.
No, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. But some people eat them. Some countries eat guinea pigs.
You know, Gavin just went to the Galapagos this last summer. And supposedly they're a delicacy there, but he never did get to try it because they didn't. Yeah,
it'd be kind of weird. Anything
he was good. He was like, I'll try it.
Eater. Maybe they're good. Yeah. Know.
Yeah.
That's just so tragic.
I know.
And I was going to say something to bring it back to that, and I can't remember what I was going to say.
Like, let's all go to Ecuador and check out the guinea pigs and then come back.
Yeah, now I'm kind of like, Galapagos, that sounds fun. Warm weather. I wonder if Bill knows more.
Bill, all you have to do is pull his finger and we'll find out.
Yeah,
Someone go visit Bill.
It sounds like this guy just doesn't know what he doesn't know.
He was a wealth of information.
Yeah.
Had they spoken to Bill sooner, but they had to get that footage to know that it was Bill's truck, and then they figured it out. But yeah, he wasn't going to come forward on his own. I don't think so, Bill.
I tell you, what a horror! That's just so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I'm sad now. Thanks.
See, you're welcome. I'm here to bring the world down.
But, I think what's nice when people have podcasts like this is it kind of shows how horrible the person was that does that.
Sure.
And keeps the person that was the victim of that,
alive
in people's minds.
Yeah. And especially for her family who need to find that body. So you're up in the area, just start. I mean, you're not in that area, but
I'm not. But people are, and there's not a lot to do out there.
No,
that's a meaningful hobby.
Yeah, that's digging.
I got to stay here and solve Hatchet Man. Yeah,
you solve Hatchet Man and look for a barrel out in Poplar. Everyone out there, and you can find a barrel. It's gotta be around somewhere. Of course, if he worked for the oil rigs and stuff.
Oh, I bet you're right. Yeah. I feel like that's like the coal bed methane, and there's always on fire. Like there's fire that comes out of the ground.
That would be
very. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's give ideas. But I always think it's weird driving by that and there's just like fire.
It's just on fire. Isn't that weird?
Coming from hell.
It's like, well, true. It's a Mount Olympus type thing, but worse. Yeah, it probably smells.
Like when you see just flames, I don't know how it works. And I'm sure you have a lot of oil workers listening.
They're probably
I know. I know the coal bed. I know you're right there alongside big methane.
True.
But it doesn't seem right just to watch the ground on fire.
I know. It seems like something's like, are you wasting something? Like couldn't you use
like
that?
We're not supposed to do that.
Just burn things, right? Isn't that the gas we could use?
Weird.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I always wonder too. Are they burning off gas that we could actually use? I don't know. But who knows?
I don't know these things.
I don't either.
I don't know these things.
But
I just know that, I can't drink out of straws now because of it. So
anyway.
Oh, I love it.
Well, thank you for joining me and helping me out.
This was so much fun.
So much fun. So maybe if you need to do another, you can do another with me.
Anytime. This was fun. It was like having a story read to me.
Yes.
Or something.
So if you ever need to not sleep at night about Hatchet Man, I'll be happy to tell you.
Well, or Bill and his finger. Pulling Bill's finger.
Freaking Bill's finger. It's like a trick finger that pulls off.
You know, I feel Bill has probably been taken by a woman overseas that has just taken all of his money, like a mean Russian woman.
You're probably right.
And he sends like thousands of dollars in gift cards. You know, that kind of guy.
Yeah. And she just sends boob pics and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Not even hers. But and he thinks that it's like love. Yeah. I bet Bill really got taken.
Bill.
I kind of feel bad for Bill.
Taken for Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least he has his Ford.
With the big light on it. Yeah. At least he has his big light.
Can't go wrong. And all his barrels.
Yeah. Without lids.
What use are those?
Bill.
Can't put any bodies in those.
God.
All right.
Well, this was so much fun.
It's so much fun. It's like therapy. So thank you for doing it.
It kind of is.
It's my weekly therapy.
I feel good. Yes, if you ever need someone to listen and ask an appropriate question, say appropriate things.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh.
Good to see you too.
You too.
A special thanks to my friend Melissa for joining me. Sorry for some of that audio quality. Not everybody has this giant podcast setup that we have. Sources for this episode were Wikipedia and this wonderful show called No One Can Hear You Scream, Season 1, Episode 1, Big Sky Mystery. Thanks again for listening. See you next week. Thanks for joining us for another episode of ODFM. ODFM is hosted by Kelly DeVries and Jenna Swanson. Editing and production is by Kelly DeVries. Theme music is by Eric Swanson. For images from each episode and more, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok with the handle ODFM Podcast. For video episodes, subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching for ODFM Podcast. If you are looking for more content, chances at prizes and more, become a Patreon fan at patreon.com/ODFM Podcast. Subscribing to our Patreon is a great way to help us get better equipment, and our big goal is to hire an editor someday, so your contribution could really make a difference. If you can't give monthly, there are other ways you can help. Share us with your true crime friends. Word of mouth goes a long way. Or you can give us a one-time contribution through buymeacoffee.com/ODFM podcast. We appreciate your support, and someday we hope to make ODFM our main jobs with your help.